piece of me, boy. Go, go, go. Yeah. Outstanding. Rock and roll.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Starcraft Weekly News. Sorry for the low-tech version this week, but there is a good reason behind it and I'll talk about that later. But, you know, there's a lot that's gone on this week and let's get right into this. A couple of quick things that happened are that Fnatic won the Esports International, and so good work to them. Fnatic's team really paying off, great lineup there. And Hydra won the SC2GG Star League over Yeba, so that adds another win to Hydra's impressive list already this year. And it looks like, you know, Hydra is the JF of this year. You know, like JF last year won everything, and now it looks like it's Hydra's turn. So another tournament win for him. Now, let's get on to some of the biggest drama I have seen in a long time, and that is this whole Valor tournament with Strelok versus Phoenix. And, you know, a lot of that drama I have been deeply involved with, so I'd like to explain it just a little bit, why this is actually also stupid. Actually, you know, there's a lot of things going around like, oh, final decision this, final decision that. You know, he should be angry, he shouldn't be angry, he's cheating, what a loser, or, you know, this is ridiculous, what a bad admins, and really all of it is kind of silly, I think. There's not really that much to complain about from anyone here, I think. You know, sure, Strelok was told at one point, you know, that he was going to get just a 1-1 or replay all the games, and you know he felt that was final. And you know the thing is that it never got played because Phoenix didn't think that was final. And this is the real problem, is that people are not remembering that Strelok is not the only person involved in this. Phoenix is also. And now Strelok is not a cheater. He's not a bad guy. He's not trying to pull something over on anyone, I don't think. And I don't want anyone to think that, but let's look at Phoenix's point of view for a moment here. Now, Strelok has contacts with both Tasteless and Daniel Lee, and you know Strelok has good English, and he can really, you know, he's more well known than Phoenix. He's better liked than Phoenix, and he really quite easily can go and give his case. And in this case, you know, at some point the case was given, it was decided in Strelok's favor, but Phoenix didn't really have anyone to go to. And let me tell you, Phoenix's English is actually extremely, extremely poor. You know, he's a very young player from Peru, spends most of his time playing StarCraft, not learning English. And just, he does not have as many connections, his name is not as good. And, you know, so this was a little bit harder for him. He didn't have Daniel Lee to just message up or Tasteless to just message up. So, you know, what Phoenix did was, you know, he didn't play the match. You know, he was upset about this verdict, really upset, and I know Phoenix quite well. You know, I run a lot of tournaments. I have everyone in the community on my MSN, and they all know that I like to, you know, make sure everything runs well because I'm just a guy who loves competitive StarCraft. So Phoenix goes ahead and messages me up, and basically he just sends me the replay, and he's like, "Oh, can you look at this?" And you know, after chopping through Phoenix's bad English for a few minutes, I got down to the root of what was going on. He pasted me the decision made by admins, which was just a decision I had never seen before. So anyways, I looked at the replay, and I mean, it's really quite obvious what had to happen with this after seeing this replay. So, you know, I'm going to show you a clip from that right now. This is something that I think that people need to see. I mean, don't even bother really talking about it too much or being like, oh, you know, trying to argue either way. There's really nothing to argue. So anyways, without further ado, let me show you the clip so that all arguments can be put aside. All right, so here's the clip.
Alright, so what I've done here is pause the replay in the exact last second before the disconnect occurs. So you see it's at 16:52, and we're going to take a look here to show just how ridiculous this whole situation is. Now let's look. Strelok we see as his natural right here mining well. His main is mining well. This will run out pretty quickly here. And then, this third base, not huge saturation, but I'm sure it'll get heavily saturated as the main runs out. Now, Strelok, as he has stated, had 172 supply. Phoenix, in fact, has 149. But Strelok is just about to lose 8 supply. We see these 2 siege tanks that were dropped here. I mean, look at that. These siege tanks are going to die in about 2 seconds, doing no more damage to anything, really. And then he has these 2 vultures in this dropship that are going to be owned by this cannon because, he's dropping the vultures here, and that cannon is going to beat 2 vultures. And that's going to allow Phoenix to start mining again immediately here. And so this puts Phoenix at this base. His main, which is almost gone, similar to Strelok's. His natural, which is well saturated. And we see that he has just gotten his probes over to this base. You can tell he clicked it onto the geyser to just send the probes over there as quickly as he could. And so this is most likely going to start mining in just a moment here. And we see that this one does not have probes at it yet, but he is getting ready for that as this vulture looks like it wants to stop him. We see a dragoon to clear this out already. So we see that Phoenix, yes, he is only going to have 2 mining bases in a second here. Unless you want to count the main, and we should if we're going to count Strelok's main. And then also he's going to have these 2 bases running pretty quickly. So right now the supplies, as I said, 172 against 149, but losing 8 supply is going to bring Strelok down to 164. And, okay, that's, he does have a supply lead for sure, okay? I mean, that's pure numbers. But Phoenix is going to have an economical lead in just a moment, as I've gone over. Now, you see that Psystorm is almost done here. The Arbiter is almost done here. There are 2 High Templars out here. And Phoenix, it isn't like he doesn't have any units, okay? We see a nice little group here, a very small group right here, a much larger group here. Those Spider Mines may end up hitting some Dragoons. And we also have units in the main all over the place. So really, Phoenix has a sizable army. He has Psystorms. He has an Arbiter about to come out. He has a decent number of bases. And then we look up at what Strelok has. And yes, Strelok's army is bigger. He does have 1-1 as opposed to Phoenix's 1-0-0. But Phoenix's new upgrades, they are a little bit further along than Strelok's are. So Strelok is just slightly ahead in upgrades. We see the first vessel has just begun, whereas the Arbiter is almost done. Now, this is the very last second of gameplay, and we see that Strelok right now, he has not unsieged his tanks. He has made no move to indicate that he is about to go attack. And even if he was, it really wouldn't change anything because you can't really rule this game as a win for anyone. Yes, Strelok is slightly ahead. You can claim all day like, oh, I'm going to wait for 10 more supply and then go attack and roll him because, for whatever reason. But as we know in StarCraft, lots of weird stuff happens. Psystorms, you get the stuff all clumped up. These couple High Templars, they already have one Psystorm each, and if Strelok waits for some more supply, they may get up to 2. The Arbiter will come out, and you miss 1 scan, and then things are different. One Spider Mine gets dragged incorrectly. Anything could happen to switch this game into anyone's favor. So really, it's a lot closer than was given credit for. And to try to say that Phoenix should be given a loss for this game is just it's ludicrous. A game like this would never be decided for anyone. I understand Strelok's point of view, definitely. I have been a Terran player in the scene for many, many years, and there's many times where I feel, what, I was going to beat this guy. You guys just don't get it. I was going to beat this guy. Give me the win. But that's not how it goes. Bad things could happen to Strelok. He could screw up. Phoenix could play brilliantly. You never know. So, I mean, this is pretty obvious. Not that it needed to be shown, but I just want to clear that up a little bit for all those people out there, that this game really cannot be decided in one player's favor right now.